Okay, so let's talk about the meaning of life cards. We mentioned that these are expansions that look like this, and we'll first say that you should take them out of the classic game, play the base game, get familiar with it 5 times or so, and then you can add the meaning of life cards. The meaning of life cards are not super complex where you gotta be like a master Doomling player to play with 30, 40 games under your belt. They're pretty straightforward, and they basically give each player their own hidden objective in the game. And so the way that you will initiate this is at the beginning of the game, before you look at your cards, each player draws 2 meanings of life. And you look at the cards and you pick one strategy to play with. And it might be +7 if you have fewer traits in your trait pile than your opponents. It might be +7 if you have 15 or more traits in your trait pile. You want to think about what type of a player you are. Are you a minimalist? Do you go for fewer traits with higher point values? Or are you a maximalist where you're constantly looking for combos where you play one card and allows you to draw another and play one and steal a third? That's also a strategy where you want to be rewarded for the type of player you instinctively are. Now, in the very beginning, just pick one. You're going to learn, have fun, enjoy it. It's not a high pressure tournament game at all. Right. But eventually, you want to think about who you are as a player.
Once you're ready to move on to the expansions, what is the sort of recommended way to do that? Something that we recommend is starting with, the dual color collection. So again, just to pull those back up, you're gonna look for those cards that have 2 colors on them. So Acrobatic has green and purple. Start playing with those because those don't have any complicated effects. It's just, there's 2 colors. So keeping that in mind for color-based effects and things like that.
And the one thing it does introduce is this idea that you can fulfill the requirements of a card. Say, you can't play this particular card unless you have green traits. Well, if you have a dual color, it counts as green, might count as green and blue, for instance. Dragonheart, for instance, gives you +4 if you have fulfilled all 4 colors.
Well, yeah, rather than having to
play all 4 colors, you play Motley.
You play Motley.
Which counts as all 4 colors.
And 4 points.
And 4 points. So,
face value.
Thinking about it like that, where you're just getting to expedite the process to qualify.
So then, the next set that we'd recommend playing with is the Dinolings, because a lot of the effects on these cards are effects that you're pretty familiar with from just playing the base game. But there's just a lot of fun new spins on those effects. For example, Tiny Arms has an effect that I particularly love, which is +1 for each Dinoling in the discard pile. Now that's kind of fun.
Because cards are going to naturally go there anyway, so you really have no idea how strong it could get.
Yeah. And after that, what we would recommend then is going into the Mythlings. So the Mifflings have a lot of these sort of play when effects. So these are the cards that you kind of want to hold on to until the effect that's mentioned on the card is triggered. So it might be play this when an opponent to stop an action.
They're cards where you definitely have to be paying attention, right? But you can play them at any time, which that's kind of cool. Or when something happens in the board. But yeah, a little bit more of an advanced type of a game expansion, but not terribly advanced. I would say if you've played maybe 10, 15 games, you're ready to rock with Mifflings for sure.
Yeah, and then last but not least, the Techlings, which introduce the attachment effects to the game. And there is a whole section in our rule book about attachments.
Little section.
So just make sure to check that out because there are things that you'll want to keep in mind about attachments, especially when it comes to swapping and discarding and things like that.
And attachments are super simple. We just place it right behind the other card and then you've attached it.
Yeah, boom. You can do it however you want, but that's kind of how we recommend doing it.
Yeah.
That's all we have for you today. Thank you, as always, for supporting our game. We hope that you enjoyed this walkthrough of various gameplay tips and what's in the box. Let us know what your thoughts are in the comments.
Ask us questions. Yeah, there are multiple ways to reach us. You can email us if you've got a question about the rules, info@doomlings.com. You can send us a message on our social media channels and we'll be able to respond to you, or you can put it in the comments here. But yeah, we're gonna do our best to get as many people informed as possible and hopefully just make sure everyone has a great time.
Yeah, have fun, and we'll talk to you later.
Here's to the end of the world.